Blaney's rejoining there, they're all three wide. Neil's trying to get involved and Blaney hits them both off. Blaney comes back on the track, hits both cars. It's the right on the back of Bradders into the hairpin on the inside. Bradders outbreaks himself and they both pass, just hard to say. Stevie passes them all straight through. Oh, Callum's lost it! Callum's lost it! What a recovery! He uses the wall, but what a recovery there from Callum. Let's have a look at Steve. Now Stevie holds his own around the outside. And no way Jose, but then gets a slow run out of the corner. Bids right up on the outside of him again. This is brilliant. LPB WTCR Championship Round 6 Race 4 from Brno. Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for another race in the WTCR Championship on Project Cars 2. This is race 4 from Brno in the Czech Republic. So let's take you through the grid for race 4 then. So random grid, let's see how we go on. So it's drone camera time, and on pole we have Bidster and then Stevie on the front row as well. So the two people at the top of the championship and on the front row. This will make things exciting. So Bidster and Stevie on the front row. Then it's Darren in third. We've got Intrepid in fourth, with Cy Racing in 5th, alongside him Neil in 6th. Then we've got Bradders and Will 7th and 8th. Then we've got George in 9th with Bert 10th. Twerdy is 11th with Pash 12th. And then we've got the two friendly fire cars at the back, Blake and TY. So let's get on with the race then. So here we go around Brno for the last time. Race 4. And we're off. Almost a jump start from Will and Bert in the background, but I think they got away with it, just slipping the clutch as we go down towards the first corner. Intrepid and Neil come through with the BMs. Here we are, the BMs get fantastic starts into the first corner, watching Bidster into the first corner. And the two BMs go through. Bidster tries to go around the outside of Intrepid, keeping the outside line. Intrepid and Neil close to contact there as you come out the corner. Bidster comes back on the track. And he's wobbled. And Intrepid comes across on Stevie, and there's contact, and there's more contact in the background as Passion. The car goes off on the side. I think that's Cy Racing, and Pash comes back across and causes chaos as Bert somersaults in the air. Very unrealistic, but so everyone else rejoins as further up front we've got Neil in the lead from George and Bidster, Darren in 4th, Intrepid in 5th. So he got away with all that, and then further up we've got Will, TY and Stevie all together. And they all fold into the corner at the bottom of the hill. Will goes wide. TY possibly looking up the inside here. TY up the inside in the red Mercedes, up the inside of Will, and goes through. Meanwhile, further back we've got Pash, the battered car. Cy Racing with the battered car. So's Blake, Bradders and Bert as well. So all involved in that incident further back. We'll get a look at that later on in the race. As Neil Farmack now under pressure from George and Bidster. George and Bidster closing up on the back of Neil Farmack, and then further up we've got Stevie and Intrepid side by side. Stevie and Intrepid side by side down towards almost contact on the straight. Door handle to door handle as you go into the corner. Stevie's not. Stevie goes down the inside. He's outbraked himself, and he hits Intrepid off the track. He's outbraked himself and gone into Intrepid. I don't think that was on purpose. Just ran in too hot, but Stevie hits him off, and he's slowing down. No intention of slowing down as Intrepid reverses off the track there just to make sure he's out of everyone's way, but he'll be livid about that because being pushed off the track like that. But again, I don't think Stevie did it intentionally, but he really ought to be giving that place back, but obviously he's not. He's running away with it, and he's risking the penalty. So Stevie then carries on, and Intrepid gets himself going back in 12th. Meanwhile, we've got Bradders and Bert further back. Bert trying to catch up to the back of Bradders after going somersaulted in the air and taking flying lessons. Didn't know that Renault did an aeroplane. So as you go across the line after the first lap, then it's Neil Farmack from Bidster in 2nd place now. Bidster passes George and he's now on the back of the BMW. So it's Bidster and Neil for the lead then. Stevie's back in 5th place with a possible penalty hanging over him. And we've got Will and Twerdy in the background. They're alongside each other almost, as Twerdy is ahead of Will. I think Twerdy's caught up and he's ahead of Will now, as George then goes for the inside of Bidster, but no way through. Bidster gives him space, but there's no way through there. Bids looking at attacking Neil Farmack here as well as we go through the corner and out of it down the hill. Bids and Neil on the grass there, on the AstroTurf. Will on the AstroTurf further back as well. Darren going down the inside of George into the Right-hander, George gives him space. Stevie and TY are closing up now as well. So a little battle brewing here for third as we go side by side. George holds the outside line to get the inside for the left. Brilliant racing there by George and Darren, giving each other racing room. And Stevie's now up close behind as well. George defends. Stevie has a little poke, but no way through. Darren holds his line in the Renault. And he has a little look down the inside of George as well. He's not afraid to get his elbows out. He's down the inside. He's side by side with him now, down towards the next right-hander. Stevie's going to try and use both cars' draft to close up, but I don't think he's going to be able to. Darren on the inside of George then, but George in the Mercedes round the outside, and Darren's still on the inside. As the car slight contact, just slight touring car contact there as George goes over the curb, and into the next corner we go. George is still ahead. Darren tries to go around the outside but can't do it. I think he just slightly taps the back of the Mercedes there. And Stevie goes straight through the middle of both of them after they lose momentum. Straight through the middle goes Stevie up to third place. Opportunistic move there as George and Darren go up the hill, but they've lost speed. Darren's lost a lot of speed. He's probably had a slowdown penalty of some sort. George then gets passed by TY and Twerdy as well. So Twerdy on the inside goes through into 5th place. Meanwhile, further up front, we've got Neil and Bidster still close, but Bidster's not close enough to make a move yet into the first corner, and they're going to stay the same there. Meanwhile, there's George. He's on the inside of Twerdy into the first corner, having a look on the inside. No way through there for him either. So through into... Twerdy goes through. George goes back to 6th place. So it's currently Neil Farmack in the lead with Bidster 2nd. Then we've got Stevie 3rd, TY 4th, Twerdy 5th, and possibly George now going for 5th on the inside. George on the inside, good move. I thought we were going to hit TY there with the amount of lunge into that corner, but Twerdy's fighting back on the inside. He's not giving up. Twerdy, he's really fighting with him here as Twerdy's up more or less in his home race since he's Scandinavian himself, but trying to go down the inside of George there, but George holds on round the outside and takes 5th place back. Twerdy's still trying to get his nose in there, but can't quite do it again. George gives him space. Brilliant racing this by everyone. And meanwhile, that's encouraged Darren to get on the back of this group again in the Renault. So it's currently a BMW out front with Neil Farmack with a Mercedes of Bidster right behind him going for the switchback. Bidster goes for the switchback out the corner, gets the power on. Can he get alongside Neil Farmack for the lead? Down to the next corner, looks to the right, tucks back in. Neil Farmack just defending slightly into the corner. Bidster goes for the wide line to get a narrow line out the corner, goes down the inside of him. He's on the outside now for the next corner. Can he get alongside the BMW? He's going to go around the outside of him. Bidster goes around the outside of him and straight round the outside. Takes the lead with a fantastic move around the outside, and Bidster takes the lead. He goes over the AstroTurf. Got to be careful not to get a slowdown penalty, but I think he got away with it. As Neil, he had to slow down because Neil's back up the inside, but no, Neil doesn't go for it. He waits behind as meanwhile Twerdy and Darren side by side. Twerdy holds on to 6th place. Darren still back in 7th. So really good race here out front. Let's have a look further down the order. We've got obviously Blake in 8th on his own. Cy Racing trying to catch up. Will is now in 10th with Pash closing back up in 11th in a rather aerodynamically challenged BMW. Looks like it's ready for the scrapyard, that car really. But Intrepid back there in 12th, still probably sizzling with anger from the incident earlier. Bradders in 13th, and then we've got Burt back in 14th in quite a wrecked car as well. So a lot of different changes happening in this race, but Bidster is in the lead now, lap 4 of 7. Let's get some replays in now of the first half of the race action. Here's the replays from the first half of the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays then on board with Cy Racing. So let's piece together this incident with Stevie and Intrepid. So see out there, everyone together. Bidster goes wide, clips the grass and just recovers the car, avoiding Intrepid just. Then he's on the AstroTurf, and then he gets the car in and out of shape. Intrepid meanwhile just moving across on Stevie a little bit and puts him on the gravel with no harm done. And then we end up getting collected by Pash, who ends up being collected by Intrepid, and then bang, bang, bang. Everything else happens so quick, I can't even speak that quickly, and Burt is literally in the air for like 3 or 4 seconds. And now here's Pash's view of this, so it all happens in front of him. Bidster goes wild, and then Intrepid just slightly moves across on Stevie, just a little bit of contact, wasn't aware. then all of a sudden magnetise, and the magnetising effect causes another accident, and then Pash comes back on track, collects a few cars unintentionally, but yeah, it was the magnetising effect between Cy and Pash that really ended up setting that off, so it wasn't anyone's fault really, it was the game's physics. And now here's a look from on board with Bert, and let's see what it's like to be involved in a flying lesson. So here we are, all happens ahead, cars off on the left, coming back across, and then boom! And then Blatney gives us the final hit, and then round, sky, ground, and then float, and then back down. Funny. Okay, here's the final view of that then on board with Blake. So here we go, on board with Blake. It's all about to kick off ahead. Cars to the left, cars to the right, cars back on. And then bang, 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 and then Bert goes flying, we go onto the wall and continue, and then there you go, Bert still in the air with the tambourine joint. Okay, here's something that happened just after the incident, so here's everyone collecting each other, then watch Bradders, comes for 7th place, Bradders, runs wide, hits Will, hits Intrepid, spins himself round, and then we just avoid him, and then he was in the middle of the track, but luckily everyone else avoids him. Okay, here's a look on board with TY for Stevie and Intrepid's moment on lap 1. So he's either close together or lost contact on the straight. The BMW's got the legs, but then Stevie into the corner, brakes very late, goes for the move on the inside, just runs himself too wide, hits Shane onto the gravel, so Intrepid goes off and spins round in the middle of the track, and he's not very happy about that. Luckily, Blake just avoids him, Cy Racing there goes round, and then we rejoin, we reverse back into the gravel. I think we were trying to reverse out of trouble there, but thank God that wasn't realistic gravel, otherwise he'd have got trapped. But then Intrepid rejoins in a furious 12th place. And now back to the racing action. As we come back from that, then we look at TY, who's starting to catch up to Stevie. So TY starting to catch up to Stevie here as well. So TY starting to reel him in down to the bottom corner. Neil Farmack looking like he's going into the hands of Stevie, and Neil as well. Stevie runs very wide there. And TY straight up the inside, no messing about for TY. Straight down the inside of Stevie and takes the plates off him, defends into the next corner. Stevie goes wide to try and get a cut back out the corner, but TY's wise to it and keeps the tight line on the inside, does not let open that gap up. So George's further back in 5th with Twerdy behind and Darren as well. I dare say Blake's closing on this group of cars as well. So that could be a nice battle to watch in the next few laps. We've got Pash, who's ahead of Will now. Pash passes Will for 10th place, and he's slowly trying to catch now up to Cy Racing. Meanwhile, TY in 3rd, he's starting to catch up to Neil. We'll have a look at the lap times this next time round, because that'll give us an indication of pace. Obviously, we'll not count too much TY's lap and Stevie's lap because they were passing each other, but we'll have a look at the rest. But TY visually there, closed in on the back of Neil Farmack. The Mercedes very good in the corners, catching right up to the BM. It's not quite got the pulling power up the hill. The BM pulls out a bit more of a gap up the hill, but the Mercedes is a very, very threatening car around here. Can carry the mid-corner speed like no other, and he's right on the back of Neil Farmack now. As we cross the line, let's watch the lap times on the left-hand side of your screen. Bids to cross as a 1:10.5, 1:11.2, and a 1:2:09 for TY, including passing Stevie. Good lap time there from TY, a 2:11 for Stevie, and TY looks at the inside of Neil Farmack, but Neil Farmack doesn't have any of it. And then we've got 2:10.4 and a 2:10.6 for George and Twerdy, so they're on good times as well. Darren on a 2:11.6, so a bit slower for Darren that last time round. And also got Blake on a 2:10.7, so Blake's trying to catch up to the back of this group as Bidster smokes the car into the corner, and Neil Farmack still with his mirrors full of that red Mercedes behind him. Down the hill, look at the run that the Mercedes gets out of the corner. Neil Farmack instantly into defence mode. As we go down the hill, he's not defending too much now. Can TY ever go on the brakes? No, he can't. He has to wait behind, and he's into the corner, and he's going to try and use the Mercedes superior grip on the inside. Gets on the inside, Neil Farmack goes wide, tries to hold on around the outside. Is he going to do so? Yes, he's going to try and hold on, but TY again using the superior mid-corner grip of the Mercedes as Neil Farmack is pushing that hard. He's twitching the back of his BMW out. As you go around the left-hander, TY keeps around the outside and gets the inside for the next corner, and through he goes on the inside. Can Stevie now capitalise on this? He's trying to get close enough. He's not quite alongside Neil Farmack, I don't think, but Neil Farmack comes back on the straight. And on the inside is TY. Neil Farmack goes very wide. He's gone very, very wide there. Stevie's got a one-way ticket now through to this position. But Neil Farmack's going to try and hold on. But TY is definitely through into second. And Neil Farmack then defending third place now from Stevie, who does round the outside. Carries the speed around the outside. A little bit of contact there as they go up the hill. And then, oh, George has to watch out as Neil rejoins. But tiniest bit of touring car contact. And Neil goes down to fourth place. He's trying to come back up the hill. He's got George on his outside, and George now looking at his teammate as well. Oh no, he's not, he's just going wide. Just going slightly wide there, but George takes fourth. Neil Farmack down from second to fifth in a lap. Oh man, he'll be spitting feathers inside that helmet. But Neil Farmack then darts back to the inside and uses the power of the BMW on the straight to try and get past George again, and he does on the inside. Trying to hold on. He's got a contact round the corner as he goes wide. George has to let off the throttle because the BMW was understeering there, and Neil goes and takes fourth place back. Twerdy's now taking advantage of this. He's passed George. Can he pass Neil? Twerdy now looking down the inside. He's going to go for the move. Lunges down the inside. Good move from Twerdy on the inside. Plenty of room to do so. Make sure he used a lot of the width of the track and takes advantage of both cars and goes into fourth. Neil Farmack down to fifth. George down to sixth. Still watching the same battle because it's the best on track at the minute. Down the hill, Neil Farmack now just slightly defending from George. There's a little look at the inside. Neil slid the car out. I don't think that's on purpose. He's just naturally just sliding the car just because he's trying to push that hard to keep these Mercedes off. He'll be sick of these Mercedes. They're like a swarm of bees around him. But he's not doing too bad so far. He's doing the best he can in a very twitchy BMW. We all thought the BMWs would be quite good round here, but it turns out that the front wheel drives are a bit better. As Neil goes through and just goes too wide on the exit. George gets the inside, and side by side now down to the next corner. George really proving his battling credentials here, and he tucks in behind Neil Farmack, really showing us that he knows how to battle, and he's good at giving space, and he's good with his all-around awareness. As he goes to the inside, again the BMW goes wide out the corner, but again he holds on because George can't get a run alongside enough. The only downside of the Mercedes is the straight line speed and the acceleration. It's just not quite got the power, but it is really good on the exit of the corners, which propels it up the hill and helps it out a bit. But the BMW, once it gets going, it gets some good power down, and there you can see the gap he's pulled on George out the corner. Just about a good car length there pulled out, but then George gets that immediately back into the corner. And out the corner now, once Neil Farmack puts full power on, there's no way that George can stay with him. As onto the last lap goes Bidster in the lead. Bidster in the lead of the race. 2:10.2, 2:10.0 for TY. So he is catching him slightly, but again, Bidster's got enough of a gap now to manage this. So it's Bidster in the lead, TY second, Stevie's in third, Twerdy fourth, and then the battling Neil and George in fifth and sixth positions, with Darren trying to close up and Blake, but there's just not enough time left in the race, and there's not a close enough gap for him to try and make a move unless one of these makes a mistake. So into the left, right, turn 3 and 4. We've technically got turn 1, which is the long hairpin, and the little kink is technically turn 2, so turn 3 and 4. Then we go down the hill. George on the AstroTurf. That could be the deciding factor of that battle, because you might have a slowdown penalty for that. So, because the slowdown penalties are very, very strict on this one, you use the AstroTurf on the way out and it will give you a penalty. Anything more than the curb and it gives you a penalty. As George runs wide there, looks like he's lost his rhythm. George goes wide and he's lost contact with Neil Farmack now, so it doesn't look like he's going to get any closer. TY still trying to catch Bidster, but I don't think there's going to be enough time left unless Bidster throws this away. But it's not usually like Bidster, but you never know. It's racing, anything can happen. Meanwhile, at the back, Bert's gone past Bradders. He's into 13th now. Intrepid still 12th after the incidents earlier. We've got Cyracen and Blake and Pash together, but up front it's Bidster coming into the chicane at the hill, throwing the car from side to side, and then you see TY, the smoother effect of the controller on TY, because TY's on the controller for this one, I think. So up the hill we go for the last time. Bit more spread out now. But it's going to be looking like another big win for Bidster. 2 wins for Stevie, 2 wins for Bidster. So Stevie won both the Bathurst races, and it looks like now Bidster's going to take the second race at Brno. Race 4 is going to take the win here to make it 2 wins each. So Bidster wins at Brno, TY second. Stevie's going to come across the line in third, and the last corner replay works this time. So the camera works this time. So Twirty fourth, Neil fifth, George in sixth. We've got Darren 7th, Blake is going to be 8th, Cy Racing is in 9th. Now we've got Pash in 10th, so all within 16 seconds of each other, not too bad. Here comes Will around the last few corners to take a 11th place, not too bad for Will, considering his luck on Project Cars recently. So comes to the line, and Will takes 11th place. Intrepid is going to be a disappointing 12th, and then it's going to be Bert in 13th, followed by Bradders at the back in 14th. So we'll just get the second half of the race replays in for you now. Here's the replays from the second half of the race. Okay, here's the replay from the second half then. So Neil Farmack then, let's watch how he went from second to fifth. So going from here, we're side by side with TY through these corners, and TY just gets the advantage on us out the corner. We try and come back on the straight, which we do, because you can see the grunt of the BMW pulling us alongside. But then if you go into the corner, the Mercedes and TY will have the advantage on grip, as we see we run wide there a bit. And we've got to the side there Stevie. Stevie comes alongside us here. Now this is the important bit. We come up to this chicane on this hill, so we go through the left. Stevie stays alongside us with the front wheel drive, and then as we go into the corner, and Neil just doesn't realise he's there. Neil just doesn't realise that he's still quite there, and then almost goes off, then comes back on, almost hits George. And then as we're side by side, we're actually close up on Neil Farmer here. Because of the grunt to the BMW, we move to the outside. George still stays on the outside and goes round him. Almost tries to take his teammate as well. And then they go out the last corner. Twirty's round here somewhere, he's trying to get on the back of this, but he can't really do much. So Neil Farmer goes from second to fifth in one lap. But then he's trying now to go back down the inside of George. We go towards the first corner, and you'll see here that we break into the corner, and George's Mercedes keeping it round the outside, trying to stay there. A bit of contact as we run wide, and then George has to brake. Just the magnetising effect starting to take place there, and then we come out the corner, and Twirty comes alongside, and we watch here, we'll see Twirty's move here. This is the longest replay in history, but still, Twirty then goes down the inside of Neil Farmack. What a move on the inside there from Twirty, and it takes the position from Neil Farmack. And as you come back from that, we will now go to the results, followed by the overall point standings. Okay, here's the results then from race 4. It is Bidster who takes victory. Well done to Bidster, with TY not far behind him in second place. It's Stevie in third, with Neil Farmer in fourth. It's Twirty in fifth, with George in sixth. We go over the page. Then it's Darren in seventh. Blakeney finishes in eighth. Then it's Pash in ninth, with Cy Racing in 10th. Will takes 11th, with Intrepid in 12th. It's Bert in 13th, and Bradders this time finishes, but in 14th position. And now on to the overall points positions. It is Bidster on 467 out in front, with Stevie second, quite far back on 385. It's TY third on 346, with Neil on 322 in fourth. It's Blake fifth on 285, with Pash on 261 in 6th. 7th is George on 222. 8th is Intrepid on 175. 167 for Twirty, just behind him in 9th. It's 10th for Bradders on 141. Cy Racing on 97 in 11th, with Will on 94 in 12th, quite close there. Fidel 13th on 81. Darren on 76 in 14th. Yonko on 42. Then it's Bert on 31, with Hovno on 19. In the teams, it's Friendly Fire leading the way on 631, Brave and Bold on 608, with 607 for Dive Squad, very close there, and Smoking Tyres rounding off the teams on 583. And as we come back from all that, your winner of this race in race 4 is Bidster. Well done to Bidster there in the yellow car, the yellow Mercedes there. Well done to Bidster. So next time, guys, will be round 7 of our WTCR Championship by LPB Racing. And it's going to be around Catalunya National for 2 races, and Rapona Park, can't really pronounce that properly, but basically the New Zealand track on Project Cars. And it's going to be a rather wet one for that, so we'll see you for that one, guys. So next time, Catalunya, and we'll see you then. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. Hope you all enjoyed that one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit your notification bell as well, and we'll see you next time for round 7, race 1 at Catalonia.